India has sent to the West such gifts as grammar and logic, philosophy and fables, hypnotism and chess, and, above all, numerals and the decimal system. She was the mother of our philosophy, of much of our mathematics, of the ideals embodied in Christianity, of self-government and democracy. Mother India is in many ways the mother of us all. Will Durant, American writer, historian. Despite India's extraordinary civilizational achievements being well documented by respected Western scholars, accurate knowledge of the country's history has seldom entered the public domain, most especially in Britain. Let us understand some major groundbreaking contributions from India to the world that we all benefit from today. The Indian, Hindu numeral system. Few people are aware that the numbers that we all use today are an Indian invention, often referred to as Arabic numerals, after the Arab traders who brought Indian mathematical concepts to the West. This path-breaking Indian invention replaced the cumbersome Roman numeral system in use in the West until then, and stands as one of the greatest human inventions of all time. We owe a lot to the Indians, who taught us how to count, without which no worthwhile scientific discovery could have been made. Albert Einstein. The ingenious Indian system succeeded where the efforts of other great civilizations failed, and today underpins the foundation of modern mathematics and its infinite uses in our day-to-day lives. Beyond the numeral system itself, a number of other critical mathematical principles also have their roots in India, whose scientific texts and discoveries were regularly studied by foreign scholars, from Greek philosophers to Arab mathematicians, and from British inventors to Nazi and Cold War-era rocket and nuclear scientists. Nearly all the philosophical and mathematical doctrines attributed to Pythagoras are derived from India. Ludwig von Schroeder. Carburized steel. Ancient Indians were known pioneers in metallurgy, and had mastered the production of high-quality steel more than 2,000 years before the process was finally demystified in Britain and Europe. The legendary Indian wood steel was a source of astonishment to other great civilizations from ancient Greece to Persia, and from Arabia to ancient Rome. It was so advanced and prized that it was selected by King Porus as a gift over the gold and silver also offered to him by Alexander the Great. The ancient Indian technique of making high-quality steel today forms the basis of modern steel production for everything from the vehicles we travel in, to the cutlery we eat with. Barely 7 decades after independence, India has again become a world leader in metallurgy and high-quality steel production. Contributions to Western philosophy. Historians are well aware that the ancient Greeks and Romans were infatuated with India, just as our forefathers in Britain were during the early modern era. As much as the ancient Greeks marveled over Indian technology, town planning and statecraft, they also actively sought new ideas and thoughts from India's Vedic scriptures and philosophers, as well as by learning at ancient Indian universities such as Takshashila and Nalanda. Many scholars have pointed to significant Indian contributions to ancient Greek philosophy, often portrayed as the foundation of human and certainly Western philosophy. In a recent analysis in The Shape of Ancient Thought, American scholar Thomas McEvilley also detailed how Indian philosophy directly influenced key facts of pre-Socratic Greek philosophy. Is it not probable that the Brahmins were the first legislators of the earth, the first philosophers, the first theologians? The Greeks, before the time of Pythagoras, traveled into India for instructions. Volatile. Clothing the world. Another revolutionary Indian contribution was the development, production and use of cotton textiles for clothing. The ancient Greeks were initially not even familiar with cotton, instead often wearing animals' skins until the War of Alexander the Great, during which they discovered and started using Indian garments which essentially clothe all of us today. Hundreds of years before the Christian era, cotton textiles were woven in India with matchless skill, and the use spread to the Mediterranean countries. The Columbia Encyclopedia. For people of Britain, it is important to be aware that one of the pillars of wealth as a modern nation, and a foundation of our industrial revolution, was directly derived from knowledge and experience of high-quality textiles production and trade gained in India, as well as what many economic historians argue was the deliberate dismantling of India's pioneering textiles industry. In his book The Political Economy of Imperialism, Dan Naduda states that, it was by destroying the Indian textile industry that the British textile industry ever came up at all.